A Ma Maniere has a long history with Jordan retro shoes, like the Jordan 1s, 2s, 3s, a few 3s actually, a few 4s, a few 5s, a few 12s, Jordan airships as well. Now what you don't often see is A Ma Maniere collaborating on the most recent iteration for Jordan Brand. But this time as part of their 10-year celebration, as part of the larger collection, the While You Were Sleeping collaboration, that features 6 different shoes with Jordan Brand, as well as Nike and Converse. One of them I reviewed, the Jordan 3 A Ma Maniere. Beautiful, delicious looking shoe. They are collaborating on the Jordan 39, but while the colorway and storytelling seems to be very nice, is it nice to play basketball in? A Ma Maniere Air Jordan 39 While You Were Sleeping. Now, this shoe originally dropped on August 30th for $215 in the United States. And first impression of the shoe, like I always say with A Ma Maniere collaborations, they really capitalize on burgundy. Whatever it is about this color, it just really elevates a sneaker. Just slap it on a Jordan Brand or Nike shoe, and it just looks so nice. Some people might think it's kind of played out, but at least for me, I'm not yet sick of it. I still really enjoy it. I don't love the silhouette of the Jordan 39s. I think it's slightly more simple and cleaner than recent Jordans, which is good. I do like that. But in terms of overall silhouette and shoe shape, kind of reminds me of Zion's Jordans, which I don't love. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And the upper of the shoe, the base, it is textile, and it has this very distinct pattern on it. So if you didn't know, the Jordan 39s was inspired by Michael Jordan's cross step. So what Jordan Brand actually did was they dipped a pair of Jordan 29s in paint. They had pro athletes actually do the cross step. And when the paint started drying off, that informed parts of the support area of the upper. So then it explains this very unique design. And also on the upper are some leather overlays in certain areas with this high stress movement. And now the textile itself, so you see like that very light violet burgundy color that actually also has A Ma Maniere stitching. So very subtle, but when you look closely, you can see it. That is very distinct for a lot of A Ma Maniere Jordan Brand collaborations. And then on the overlays, you see this very nice, soft feeling suede on the toe, as well as the heel counter. One thing I will say about the Jordan 39s, does feel very premium in terms of in your hand. Apparently, Michael Jordan was more involved in the design and release of the Jordan 39s. So he wanted it to return to like very premium materials. And I gotta say, this suede and the upper, just in terms of how it feels good. Feels very good. And then on the lateral side, just above the midsole, you'll see A Ma Maniere branding. And the design on the medial side of the shoe, you'll see these lines that is inspired by the globe that you see on the Jordan 9s. So that shoe was meant to pay tribute to the globalization of Jordan Brand and Michael Jordan himself. So that's why you see that globe on the booty of the Jordan 9s, the whole outsole design as well, that is a tribute to the rest of the world. And at the very top of the toe box, you see Michael Jordan's signature. Now moving up the tongue, it is leather, all the way up to the top where you see this rubber that has the Jumpman in the middle. This very unique pattern that is actually inspired by the globe design that you see on the Jordan 9s. And then inside the tongue, just on the right shoe, you'll actually see mirror images of Michael Jordan. That is again a reference to Michael Jordan's cross step, his ability to shift directions very quickly. And on the heel of the shoe, I'm surprised there's no A Ma Maniere branding there. You see this TPU heel counter, just says Air Jordan very subtly. And then on the sole, you can see very subtly that kind of looks like a 23, but it's also modified to also kind of look like 9 as well. And another place you'll see that is at the bottom of the laces. You'll see that same type of modified 23, very subtle there. And then at the very bottom, like on the toe box, you'll see 2 arrows. That is again a reference and circling back to the cross step and Michael Jordan's ability to change directions. So just very subtle design elements all across the Jordan 39. And when you know the story, when you know the inspiration, I think it's kind of neat. Now the Jordan 39s does come with a full-length Zoom X foam midsole, as well as the full-length bottom-loaded Zoom Air that is wrapped inside the foam. And then wrapping all of that, it is a cup sole design that is meant to give it more stability and containment. And this foam, this cushioning, just throwing out like basketball performance, all of that aside, just on feet, this feels very nice, like very soft and plush, but not too soft where you feel like you're sinking in. The responsiveness feels very good. It is just a very comfortable shoe to walk around in, to play basketball in. It is the first time that Jordan Brand or Nike has ever put this combination of technology onto the same shoe. And this setup, it is really good. The Zoom X foam is used in running shoes. I've literally never gone for a run unless it's in the context of sport, so I have no idea how it feels on those running shoes. But at least on this Jordan 39, paired with the Zoom Air, oh, it is good. So close enough to the ground, you get that good core feel, but not super flat to the ground. I don't know between the setup and the Cushionline 3.0 from Sabrina 2s, which one I would prefer. For basketball, probably still the Sabrina 2s, but for just wearing around on feet, this cushioning, you can't go wrong. Now on the outsole, you get this kind of semi-translucent, multi-directional herringbone traction. And of course, on one outsole, you see A Ma Maniere branding kind of peeping from behind. That is, again, very common on A Ma Maniere Jordan brand collaborations. And this type of clear outsole, it attracts dust like no other. It really attracts dust. Oh, it's not the best type of traction in like very dirty or unmaintained gyms. Outdoors, I probably wouldn't play with this either. If you're playing outdoors with $200 Jordan 39s, don't know what to tell you. But in a well-maintained and clean gym, this works perfectly fine. I didn't have to wipe my shoes too often, but in terms of just traction compared to some other sneakers, I think it's decent, but not the best. And the insole of this shoe, it is glued too tightly into the shoe, so I'm not gonna rip it out by force, but it doesn't feel like very high quality insoles. And it does say with a special stitch tag, Air Jordan Type 39. Now, one huge thing that does not exist on the Jordan 39 is any type of support. So there's no like mid-foot shank plate, there's no full-length shank plate, there's nothing, which is honestly a very, very bold move. Now, I will say I'm a very light player, so lack of support in certain areas might not be a huge issue for me, but if you're a heavier player and you put more stress on your sneakers, that might be a problem. So don't expect too much torsional rigidity on this shoe. The outrigger is pretty weak as well. So overall containment, support, lockdown of the Jordan 39. If you're a bigger player, might want to go with something else. And the box of the shoe, just like the Jordan 3 box, very, very intricate. So opens up this way. A Ma Maniere branding on the lid of the box. Got A Ma Maniere branding on the inside of the lid. And then inside, the burgundy cloth. It's not like the best quality cloth or anything, but it does give you kind of that illusion of luxury. Maybe not illusion, I don't know what the right word is, but yeah, just elevates the whole design and unboxing experience. Now, in terms of sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer. For 39s, I just stuck true to size. Didn't know what to get. Obviously, it's a new shoe, so I had no previous experience, but I think true to size fits very well. You see this ankle collar, super well padded, feels very comfortable around these areas. And like I said, in terms of cushioning, like on your feet, oh, that feels comfortable. I can easily see this being a very comfortable, casual shoe. I would have no problems walking and running around in the shoe all day. Such nice cushioning. The tongue, according to Jordan brand, they use a ton of data to see what the optimal height of the tongue should be, so it doesn't dig into your ankles, it doesn't start to feel annoying. And I will say, I never felt it at all, but I do wear socks that kind of exceed and extend past this tongue, so I wouldn't feel it anyway. But I will say this material, it's not like super stiff. Yeah, so I don't see it being a problem at all. And usually for casual and ritual shoes that I review, I give it a sole score. For basketball performance sneakers, those metrics don't really make sense, so I won't give it a sole score for this shoe. But final verdict, I think the Jordan 39s really shine in terms of cushioning, especially if you're not just wearing it for basketball. I do like how they kind of slimmed down and simplified the Jordan 39s. Some recent Jordans are just way too busy, too much going on. So I do like the simplicity, but the lack of support and rigidity of the shoe, it is a very bold choice by Jordan brand. It doesn't affect me too much because I'm not super heavy, but I can easily see for someone that's slightly heavier and someone that's more powerful than I am, that lack of rigidity might be a real issue. Aside from that, I think A Ma Maniere still did a very good job with this collaboration. They released a whole video that explains like the whole while you were sleeping collection overall. I kind of explained that in my Jordan 3 review of the A Ma Maniere collection, so definitely check that out if you're interested. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the A Ma Maniere Jordan 39 while you were sleeping. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come the way of shoes.